You're hungry and you need something quick. You need a snack. What should you grab for? That's the question. Welcome back to Get Connected. I'm your host, Conn Jackson. We're about to answer that question because a really smart guy did a really smart study to tell us what we should really be eating for snacks. He's out of Yale University. Let's welcome the doctor. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Conn.
So what's happening at Yale University?
Everything's going great. Just had a wonderful commencement. All is well.
Well, doctor, you just led a world-renowned study on snacking. What did you find?
We did, and actually, you know, the interesting thing, Conn, is that snacking really has been implicated in the nation's obesity woes. I think it's pretty much common knowledge now that we have an epidemic of overweight and obesity. And of course, part of that problem is we get too little physical activity, but a big part of the problem is we eat too much and mostly of all the wrong foods. So there have actually been a number of studies showing that snacking is part of the problem in adults and kids alike. But in my lab, we were remembering that when we were kids, our mothers used to tell us, don't snack in between meals, it'll spoil your appetite, right? And we thought, well, gee, that's interesting, because if we give people really wholesome snack foods, and it does just that, if it helps to actually suppress their appetite, it should be helpful in terms of weight control. So we did a study with roughly 100 overweight adults. We assigned half of them to just maintain their usual diet, and we actually asked half of them to add 2 Kind fruit and nut snack bars a day. And they added them every day for 2 months, and over that 2-month period, there was no weight gain whatsoever in the snacking group. And I think basically what this study shows, first and foremost, is that not all snacking is created equal. If you snack smart, it actually can be beneficial both in terms of appetite, weight, and in terms of health.
Well, Dr. Katz, I realized that the experimental group had the Kind bars, but what actually happened to the control group?
Well, you know, what we did was ask half of the group to just continue on with their usual diet. So you wouldn't expect there to be much change if you don't change anything in their lives over a 2-month period. What we were actually looking to see is whether there would be a weight gain in the group that we added snacking to. Essentially, yeah, so the results of this study that impressed us was that there was no difference whatsoever. So we want you to just keep doing what you're currently doing. Your weight is pretty stable. We'll check 2 months later. You're not going to change anything. And then we compared that to people where we said, we want you to add 350 or 360 calories worth of snack bars to your diet every day for 2 months. And those folks didn't gain a pound. And the reason they didn't gain any weight, we think, is because the Kind bars that we asked them to eat, which are made basically from nuts and fruit, are very rich in nutrients. They're rich in fiber. They're rich in high-quality protein and healthy fats from the nuts. And all of those properties are really very filling. And if you fill up when you snack, you tend to eat less of other stuff. So, you know, just as our mother said, if you snack in between meals, your appetite tends to come down a little bit. Well, considering what most people are eating most of the time, that's actually a good thing. It's an opportunity to shift calories to more nutritious foods, dial down the other stuff, and facilitate weight control. So, you know, it raises the possibility that snacking done right can actually help stabilize weight over time, maybe even help facilitate weight loss.
All right, Dr. Katz, I'm going to put you on the spot because you're going to have to be the taste tester for all of us. Out of all the variety that Kind offers for snacks, what is your favorite?
Well, we used in our study fruit and nut bars. My personal favorite is the bars that are made primarily from almonds or walnuts. Those happen to be my favorite nuts. You know, if I have to have a favorite, I would say the bars that are primarily made from almonds would be my top choice.
You know what we're going to have to start calling you, Dr. Katz? The Nutty Professor.
Yeah, well, I've been called worse, Conn, although usually not on television.
Oh, Dr. Katz, it's been great having you with us, giving us some insight into snacking, and particularly the brand Kind. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for the kind words, Conn. Pleasure to be with you.
Well, when we come back to Get Connected, we're going to share so much more. Hope you get your snacks during the break, and we'll catch you on the other side when we come back.